a grittier version of Goosebumps. I'm in. Hey everyone, welcome to the review. Here's my review for the movie Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Yes, this movie is actually based off a bunch of short stories that were made a long time ago. I don't know much about them. I never really grew up with the scary stories and stuff. I didn't really read much. I may have when I was really young, but I mostly grew up with like the Goosebumps. I'm Canadian, so of course I grew up with Goosebumps and everything. Grew up with the show, the books and stuff, and Goosebumps was more my thing as a kid. And I didn't really know much about these scary stories, books and stuff, so when I heard Guillermo del Toro was producing a new horror film, and it kind of looked like an anthology horror film, I was really excited. Then it really isn't an anthology horror story. It's pretty much about these kids in 1968, and they find these like scary stories, and basically everything in the story starts happening in real life, and it starts causing chaos for them and everything. Kind of like the Goosebumps movie, but more gritty, darker, even scarier version of a Goosebumps movie, and I'm actually okay with that, really. I really am. I actually didn't hate the first Goosebumps movie with Jack Black. I actually thought it was pretty decent, pretty good. Second one, not that much. This one is better than both those movies. This is actually a pretty cool film, actually. I like that they can make like kids horror films, make them scary and stuff. Like everyone's like complaining, some people are like, oh, I wish this was an R-rated film, and I'm like, no, the scary stories were meant for kids. They're meant to be ghost stories, like creepy, like campfire stories for kids. And kids stories can be creepy. Like look at Gremlins. That's like a kids movie, but it's genuinely creepy. Look at Something Wicked This Way Comes, or The Watcher in the Woods. Like those are genuinely creepy and eerie kids films. So kids films can be legit creepy, and this one kids can actually go see, but they'll actually get legit terrified of some aspects of the film. Like the scarecrow is really creepy, some of the creatures are really creepy. I love that the practical effects they used in this. I'm like, yes, I love practicality. Yeah, they put a little CG in here, but it kind of blends well with the practical effects, and it looks really cool. And when they actually get down and dirty and they get into the scary stories, they're legit awesome. Like, really fucking cool. Like, all the scary parts, the scary scenes and stuff, like the scene in the cornfield, the scene in the red room, the scene in the mansion, like, they're legit cool and really creepy and eerie scenes. There's legit good atmosphere in this film. There's also really good cinematography. It's got really great shot compositions in this film. And it's actually really well directed. This one is directed by Andre Ovredal, who did two great films. He did The Autopsy of Jane Doe, which is an amazing film. Really great film. That's his best film right there. And he did Troll Hunter, the great found footage sci-fi horror film. Really good movie as well. I think this one's not as strong as those two films, but this is still very good. My biggest problem with the movie is that I didn't really like the characters. I thought these kid characters could have been a little more interesting. I thought if they were anything like the Losers Club from It, then that would have been pretty great. A more tamed version, obviously, not an R-rated version, but I was kind of like, trying to relate to any of these characters or try to, enjoy someone. The acting is pretty good by most of the kid characters, but they're not very interesting kid characters. They're not written very interestingly, and they're kind of unlikable in a lot of aspects. I'm just like, man, these kids are kind of assholes, and I didn't really give a shit if any of them lived or died. I'm just like, just fucking kill them all. I don't give a rat's ass. And yeah, that kind of bothered me. Like I kind of want to root for somebody, and I'm not really rooting for anybody. And I'm like, well, that's not good. So that was a problem for me. I wanted like a losers club. That's why I like It in those characters, because I like those kid characters. I'm rooting for most of those characters. Some of the losers club kind of sucks, but most of them are really enjoyable characters that I did root for. These kid characters, not so much. Kind of like the Goosebumps characters. I didn't give a rat's ass about them, and I didn't care if they lived or died. Kind of the same in this, in the same boat with this one. So yeah, there's that. And in the movie also it kind of does the sequel bait in this one. I'm just like, okay, here we go. They're gonna build to like another sequel. They want more scary stories. If this one does well, they'll make more scary story movies and stuff, and that's fine because this movie is good. But try to be a good standalone film before you try to get that sequel bait out there. But The movie is good. It is actually legit creepy. I like kids' movies that are creepy. Again, like something like I'll watch in the woods and something wicked this way comes in Gremlins. Like, I like movies like that. And this one is genuinely spooky. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very creative, very well directed, and the practicality looked really cool. And even the production looked really cool too. It was just a really interesting, awesome kids horror film, and I definitely recommend it. There are some problems here and there, but I enjoyed myself quite a bit. So yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark a 7.6 out of 10. This is a really enjoyable film. Definitely check it out. So that was my review for the movie Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. So in the comment section below, please tell me, what is your favorite kids horror film? A horror film that is mostly made for kids. Mine is Gremlins. It'll always be Gremlins. That is such a great kick-ass film that I watch every Christmas. Yeah, what is your favorite? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and join the dark side.